Okay, let's talk about these words. Number one, I want no part of a society full of libertines. One way to remember this is the word liberty, kind of like they do whatever they want, they sleep with whoever they want, they're kind of engaging in some Roman orgies or something like that. So the best answer is going to be D, philanderers. Sagar is a stalwart advocate. So a stalwart advocate is basically super loyal, will follow you anywhere, will never give up, kind of like Jorah from Game of Thrones. So good old Jorah. So the best answer is going to be C, committed. The man wore modish attire. This word, before GRE, I had no idea what it was. Honestly, I really just had to learn it through GRE. And believe it or not, it kind of means like you're following the trends, trendy. So the best answer is D, fashionable. The GRE confounds many. This is a relatively easy word. You might even see this on TOEFL. But the answer choice is a little bit more challenging. Correct answer is bewilders right there. The phenomenon is not by any means universal. Don't be confused when you see this word, when you see like universe. I guess if you think that, okay, if something is in the universe, maybe it's common, but that doesn't really help me that much. So universal doesn't really, in my mind, relate to the astronomy or the universe. It's just kind of, I just memorized the definition, which means it's an effect that you can see everywhere. So the best answer is common. I delight in fabricating stories. So fabricate has multiple definitions, right? I mean, if you fabricate a product, you're not making anything up. You're just fashioning or putting together, assembling the product, creating the product. But if you're talking about stories or words, it basically means lying or creating words that are probably not true. So the best answer is going to be concocting. Tim came to realize that most people are duplicitous. Think about the noun duplicity. And basically, I could be wrong. I know the meaning, but I'm trying to guess if this is where it comes from. If someone is duplicitous, it's almost like they're wearing two faces. And, you kind of are being dishonest with one of those faces. So the best answer is going to be B, deceitful. Laurel thinks it is expedient to befriend criminals. The way I remember this is that stupid website Expedia, which for me has made things kind of convenient to buy a plane ticket or beneficial. So the best answer is going to be here, D, beneficial. GRE likes to do this, by the way, where they'll throw in kind of a negative word that you think usually has a negative context, and they do that and kind of flip it on its head. And a lot of people who just rely on their background knowledge can get the answer wrong because they're not exactly reading the context. Now, of course, this vocabulary quiz has no context, but it's just important to remember that whenever GRE presents something that's negative, they're not always saying a negative idea to go with that negative thing. For example, they might say like gambling is fun. Whenever... or they might say like, something that we typically associate with being bad, and they'll put a positive spin on it, a little trick that GRE likes to play. Try not to be so glum. I mean, this just looks like gloomy, right? Those two words are very, very similar. So the best answer is going to be C, melancholic. I sense a schism forming. So the way I remember this word is like, think about like rocks, like the ground. And, it's like when the ground kind of separates, maybe because of an earthquake or desertification or something. Basically means like a crack. So the best answer is going to be B, division. But if you're talking about like a schism with a group or people, obviously that's going to be conflict. Rebellion is just a little bit too strong here. Too strong. She put on a woeful performance. Woeful actually has two meanings. So if I feel woeful, I'm depressed, I'm sad. But a woeful performance is just horrible, terrible, the worst right there. The teacher is notorious for her terse remarks. Maybe if you actually look at the pronunciation of this word, you can figure out what it means. Terse, 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 terse. One syllable, very fast. So what it means is abrupt. I consider it my duty to slander the head of state. Again, I'm trying to like flip things on their heads a little bit. You might think worship if you don't know the meaning. Now, slander means to defame or to say something not true with the explicit goal of hurting that person's reputation. Correct answer is smear. Most industries in this country are nascent. This is another one of those words that I learned just from studying GRE material, and basically it means new, budding, just forming, not established. So the best answer is going to be fledgling. The aliens have been vanquished. Relatively easy one. Defeated. I'm trying to think if there's any movies where the aliens won. You know, whenever you think about alien movies, it's absurd because they have the technology to come to Earth and attack us. You know, something that we can't do. We have trouble even going to our moon, our Mars, and then they lose the war. Kind of crazy. So this is kind of a human reality here that doesn't exist. Bartholomew's largesse or largesse, not sure about the pronunciation, is much appreciated. So basically, Bartholomew likes to give his money. Not a surprise, as he has kind of a rich, fancy name. Correct answer, C, generosity. You are the most pious among us. The noun of this word, I believe, is piety. Has kind of a religious connotation, so the best answer is devout. Michael Scott's digressions are becoming bothersome. So notice when I say no context is here, what I really mean is you sometimes do have context, because of course we all know Michael Scott from The Office. The problem is the context applies to all of these right there. So you truly have to know the word digression in order to get it correct. Correct answer is aside. It's kind of like these side stories that are not related to the topic at hand. We noticed a discrepancy in your reports. Best answer is inconsistency, you know, kind of things that don't match, and incompatibility, something like that. Pod the Rod's prowess is unmatched. So his ability, his skill is unmatched. And yeah, we all know this guy, right? Pod the Rod. My boss is proud of his malfeasance. Again, I'm trying to flip the expectations on your head a little bit. So this boss is kind of an evil man. He's proud of his misdeeds. One way to remember that is the root word or the prefix here, mal. I believe in Latin means bad. Dogs are intrinsically loyal. Pretty easy word. Naturally oil. Oil. Naturally oil. No, loyal. The rain came at a providential time. I mean, it just looks like a good word, right? You know, the providence, the heavens, or something like that. So the best answer is fortunate, almost like a miracle. The housing slump was a harbinger or harbinger, I never know, of the economic crisis. Again, another one of these words I just had to learn and study. It means a thing that comes before, or almost like a predictor, maybe, or something that comes before. So the best answer is prelude. Now, cause does come before, but cause is a little bit too strong. A harbinger doesn't always cause something to happen. It just kind of gives a warning or kind of this fore information that it might be happening. I think it is necessary to keep abreast of all news. It's not possible to keep abreast of all news, but that's what this person is saying, to be aware of all news. The ice around here is perennial. For some reason, GRE loves this word. Okay, so just you have to know this word. Oops, why did I put an apostrophe S? Loves this word. Okay. Loves. Best answer is the ice lasts all year, or it just doesn't go away. If you talk about a perennial plant, it means it lasts more than 2 years or something like that, year round. The scientists measured the minute, not the minute, because this is an adjective, the minute movements of the signal. Best answer is tiny. One way to remember that is, 60 minutes in an hour. The minute is smaller than the hour. Unhappiness manifests itself in strange ways. Manifest as an adjective means clear or obvious, and as a verb it means displays or shows. So the best answer is presents. 29. The CEO's tirade was not very professional. So notice all 5 of these have the possibility of not being professional. So again, the context here is not that helpful. Tirade is like a long speech that's usually very negative. Maybe he's attacking somebody. So the best answer is diatribe. So think about like a GRE sentence equivalence, where you have to choose the 2 from the 6 boxes. It would be possible to have like 2 of these as a pair. I supplicated to be part of the group. This has GRE synonyms of like entreat. Whenever you're making a strong plea, to have something. So the best answer is going to be begged. So we did it, guys. This was the end of test number 20, which is pretty crazy, this kind of journey we've been on together. So 20 times 30, that's 600 words. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe evaluate the format, see if I'm content with the way things are, and then we'll have our next 10 start releasing soon. And the next 10 is going to put us all the way up to 900 words. So yeah, like I said, we're on a pretty big adventure here, and I hope you guys are finding these videos helpful, yeah?